Have you ever felt that managing traditional infrastructure is more of a hassle than it's worth? Today, we are breaking down how shifting to AWS Cloud can make your life so much easier. Our trainer will walk you through total cost of ownership, how to calculate it with AWS tools, and will share our real world case study to show the impact. So, if you are ready to take the guesswork out of cost and gain flexibility, then this video is just for you.
So now, so in interview also you will get the questions on the on-premises versus cloud. Okay. So you need to explain about the business need. You also need to explain about the difference between these two options and how they are deployed, whether it is the traditional infrastructure or whether it is the AWS cloud. As you know that till now, that on-premises infrastructure is installed locally on a company's own computer and servers. So there are several fixed costs, and these costs also known as capital expense, right? It means what? That are associated with the traditional infrastructure. Now the capital expenses include your facilities, your hardware, your application license, maintenance of the stars, etc., etc. So whenever they want to scale up, obviously it's an expensive, and obviously it's an time consuming as well. And whenever they want to down the scale down, obviously if they want to scale down, then it does not reduce any fixed cost, right? So, and the next thing, that's the cloud. So the cloud infrastructure is purchased directly from the service provider, and the service provider who can build it, and they can also maintain these facilities, right? Hardware and maintaining the staff as well. So now here in a cloud, customer pay for what is used, and obviously the scaling up or down is again very simple, and the costs are easy to estimate because it depend upon the service use, right? So it's very difficult to compare the on-premises IT delivery model with the AWS cloud. But the two are different because they are different concept and different terms. So using your on-premises, the IT involves a discussion, and that is also based on your capital expenditure, long planning cycles, and also the multiple component to buy, build, manage, and refresh the resources over the time. And using this AWS cloud, it also involved a discussion about the flexibility, agility, and consumption based costs. So these are the difference exactly from the traditional infrastructure and the AWS cloud. So you might have a question that how can we identify the best option? Whether I should go with the traditional infrastructure or whether I should go with the AWS cloud or any other cloud, right? So for that, you need to understand the TCO, that's the total cost of ownership. So now here you can identify the best option by comparing the on-premises solution to the cloud solution. So the total cost of ownership is tool that can be used for these comparisons. So this TCO is a financial estimate that is intended to help buyer and owner to determine the direct and indirect costs of the product or the system. TCO also include the cost of the service plus all the costs that are associated with owning the service as well. So in the cloud environment, TCO is used for comparing the cost of running the entire infrastructure environment for a specific workload, and in on-premises or the collection of facility, and I can say for the same workload which is running on the cloud infrastructure. So obviously the comparison is required, and these comparison is done for the budgeting purpose or to build the business case for the business decision about the optimal deployment solutions. So what exactly we can consider in a TCO? Now here on your screen, you can see now some of the costs that are associated with the data center management, right? Which is include your your server cost, your storage cost, your network cost, and obviously the IT labor cost. Now, when I say the server cost, so the server cost for the both, that is hardware and software, and obviously the facilities cost as well. Okay, because obviously you need a space, you need a power, you need a cooling. That's the additional one. For the storages, now the cost for the hardware as well and administrations and the facilities. Okay, so when I say the storage, it might be your SAN, okay, your NAS, DAS, anything, right? And the network, obviously, for the cost for the hardware, administration, and the facilities. And the IT labor, as you can see that the costs that are required to administer the entire solution. So when you compare an on-premises to the cloud solution, it is very important to accurately assess the true cost of the both option. So with the cloud, most costs are upfront, right? And they are, readily calculated. For example, the cloud provider also give the transparent pricing, which is based on the different uses, different metrics. For an example, your RAM, your storage, your bandwidth, and some others as well. And here, the pricing is also the frequently fixed per unit of the time. Now here, as a customer, so customer gain the certainty over the pricing, and they are able to ready for the calculate the cost, and that is also the based on the several different users estimate. Now here you can also compare this process to the on-premises technology. Okay, although they are sometimes difficult, okay, to determine. So now here the calculation of in-house cost must take into some accounts. For an example, there is a direct cost also and there is an indirect cost also. So when I say the direct cost, it means what? That company which is running on the server, like a power, floor space, storage, and IT operation to the manage those resources. Indirect cost, when I say, it means what? Running the server like a network and storage infrastructure. So obviously, okay, here you can just see the next. So now here, this is a sample cost comparisons. And this example show a cost comparison for an on-premises solution and a cloud solution over the 3 years. So for this comparison, okay, there are two similar environment. Okay, so that's on-premises also and the AWS, right? And also the direct and indirect costs also consider. Okay, and that are also associated with the on-premises solutions, right? So now for an example, let's suppose we take one server from the AWS instances. Let's suppose one virtual CPU with one virtual CPU, four CPU, 16 GB of RAM, and let's suppose a Linux system. And let's suppose utilization is 100% and optimized by the RAM. So as I said that there is a, let's suppose one virtual machine, 4 CPU, 16 GB of RAM and some Linux operating system. And let's suppose they have the average utilization of 100%. Okay, so that's the, on premises. So in here in AWS, the similar is M4 extra large. So as of now, you don't know what exactly the M4 extra large. I'll explain you while I'm covering the EC2 topic. But in M4 extra large, it is the same environment, 4 CPU, 16 GB of RAM. And obviously it is for the 3 years commitment. So if you see here, the on-premises 3-year cost is something around this one, right? And this is the cost of the AWS. So 3-year total cost is this, and the AWS cost is this. Now, this is almost the 96% cheaper. Okay, so which is a 96% saving over the on-premises solution. So this 3-year total saving on a cloud infrastructure would be something around this, right? Now this comparison also help you for a business clarity, clearly, okay, or understanding the difference between the alternatives as well. So you may thought that, okay, what is the difference in the cost? So remember the on-premises solution is predicted. it continues to incur the cost whether the capacity is used or not. But in AWS or the cloud, it is a commissions. Okay, whenever you need, you can launch it. Whenever you no, don't want, you can stop it. Whenever you want, you can degrade it, and whenever you want, you can upgrade it as well. Okay. So here these are the different. So now how exactly you calculate this thing? So there is a calculator. I'll explain you while I'll explain you the regions and availability zone. So this is a simple monthly calculator. Right. So George say that, okay, there should be IT labor. I don't believe there is a no cost. Yes. Okay. So I'm not saying that there is a zero cost, but yes, as compared to the on-premises, there is a less cost. Because why? Because in your on-premises solutions, you have the network team, you have also a server administration team, you have a patch manager team. Okay. And there are many team involved. But as you know that this maintenance part is taken care by the AWS, right? So obviously you don't need to hire any specific person who can perform this maintenance activity, changing RAM and hard disk, and or the buying the hard disk, or the everything in general term. Okay, so here you save the lot of costs. So this calculator is from the AWS, or it is a custom or each operation? No, this calculator is from the AWS. So as I say that, I'll show you shortly that how exactly you will get this estimate cost. Okay, so here AWS also offer a tool which help you with these comparisons. So this is the simple monthly calculator which help you to get the estimate cost. And you can also use this tool to add, modify, and some remove the services. And you can also recalculate the estimate monthly charges automatically as well. So this calculator is incorporate with a wide array of the pricings, okay, and the calculation, and that is also across the service, across the region. Okay, and it also show a breakdown of the feature for each service in each regions as well. So what exactly the region? I'll explain this shortly. So now this simply monthly calculator is a tool which help you to estimate the monthly service cost whenever you use the AWS. This tool also help you to identify the opportunities for cost reductions. And this tool also help you to use the templates to, to model the solution or the compare the service and the deployment models as well. Okay. So this calculator also shows some common customer sample and their uses as well. So you can also choose it for the disaster recovery and backup sample, or you can also choose a web application sample to see the use case of each and every services. Okay, so I'll show you shortly that how exactly we can use it. So this TCO calculator, right? So this TCO calculator also help you to evaluate the total cost of ownership of the solutions. And here you can also reduce the total cost of ownership by reducing your investment in the large capital expenditure, or I can say CapEx, right? And you can use as a pay as you go model, so that you can invest the, in the capacity that you need, and whenever you need it, you can also use it. Okay, so now this TCO calculator also help you to get some estimate cost saving whenever you're using the AWS. You will also get the review and the detailed set of reports which can be also used in the executive presentations as well, because obviously there is a discussions and a lot of things, so you also need that as well. Then you can also modify the assumption which best meet your requirement. And in addition to that benefit, this calculation also include the, the, I can say, the some financial considerations, okay, or some operation data centers. And you will also get the information about the operation data center versus the cloud infrastructure, right? So this TCO calculator also explain the assumption and the methodology behind these calculations as well. Okay, so you can use this calculator to get some estimate value and everything. To use this calculator, it's required us to know what exactly the AWS, or how exactly the AWS architecture. Okay, so now let's understand the use cases. All right. So use case, there is a case study of the Delaware North. Okay. So now this Delaware North is a very, I can say, they founded in 1915. Okay. So as a some peanut and popcorn vendor, and now they are the major food and hospitality company. Okay. So the company deliberately, no, they have the low profile, but the leader in the food services hospital industry, they are very, good name as well. So this Delaware North serve more than 500 million customer annually and more than 200 locations around the world, including your venues, space center. I guess they have also space center in Florida, London, and in Australia as well. Okay. So now what exactly? So the global presence now they have almost, more than 300 billion enterprises. So now the company they are onto the on-premises data center, and they feel that it's very expensive, and obviously it is very inefficient as well. Why? Because they want to support the global business operations, right? So what exactly that they want? They want some application which demand or rapidly deploy some new solution, right? To understand or to meet the customer requirement as well. So they also want to combine with the need to constantly upgrading, okay, and their equipment as well, okay. And whenever they want to upgrade it again, there is a headache of the other things as well, downtime and everything, right? So these are the challenges that they have. So now here, now you can see they have also upgraded to the AWS. So after the successful migrations of about the 50 websites to the AWS in 2013, now they were not also evaluate the cost benefit and the TCO to move their IT infrastructure to the AWS. So their focus was to answer the executive level business demand for the measurable benefits that could, convince the executive committee that the AWS cloud was the right approach, right? So you can see that, by using the AWS here, let me show you. Okay, so once they move right to the AWS, they have almost eliminate the 205 servers, right? So they now move all the application to the AWS, right? And they are also using the EC2 instance, reserve instance for the 3 years as well, right? So yes, so these are the benefits, right? So obviously the 90% they have eliminated servers. Now think that they will get so much benefits here, right? So now here, if you see that these chart, right? So these chart display the cost comparison which is done by the Delaware North, okay? And this case study is also available on the AWS page as well, okay? So now this, as I said that here on your screen, these are the completely cost comparisons, right? Which is done by the Delaware North. And the cost of their on-premises environment and the proposed AWS environment is completely different, you can see. So the estimate show is, I guess, something 2 point this one, right? And this is a completely 5 years, 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 19 as well. So yes, we will get a lot of benefits. So first of all, as I said yesterday, first I want to clear your why we are using the AWS, or why, what exactly the feature, benefit, and advantage right here. Because if you are learning something, then we must understand that why we are using this.
Thank you so much for staying with us till the end of the video. I have something special to share. If you loved our content today, then you are absolutely going to adore what's coming next. We have a free class, and the best part is it's available for everyone. This class goes in depth into the topics we touched on today, offering you detailed insights, comprehensive explanation, and even some exclusive content that wasn't covered in this video. All you have to do is just click the link in the description below, or if you are just starting out, just type k21academy.com/AWS02. Now all the information inside the video that we will be covering is listed here. And for the class, just click on the date, enter your name, enter your email ID, enter your phone number and click on register now. Then you will be redirected to this page. Also, you can add this to your calendars. So I promise this is something that you don't want to miss. So go ahead, click on the link and step into the world where learning knows no boundaries. Till then, keep enjoying. I'll see you in the next video.